let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, what's up, Dave? Taylor from Columbus. I have an idea that might be an unpopular opinion, but what if the Browns as an organization used this year to develop Shedeur Sanders more as a quarterback, improving on the skill set he already has in preparation of him competing for him to be the starter next year, and that way we can use all of our picks to continue to build the Browns, because I think the Browns are doing what's known as not a complete rebuild, but a strategic pivot is, I think, how Andrew Berry worded it. So what are your thoughts about that?
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Scott, I have no idea if Shedeur Sanders is an NFL quarterback. I don't think anybody does. The Browns can't have an idea because we haven't seen him in a regular season game. Bottom line is, whenever they pick, if there's a guy they view as a franchise quarterback, you got to go get him. That's just the way it is. But I wouldn't force it. I wouldn't take the best quarterback available if you don't have him rated high. I'd go find a veteran bridge, because you're still probably a couple years away from getting the pieces you need offensively.
Yeah, I mean, we had that conversation last year. I don't know how long you can kick the can down the road. My thought is this is the year to draft one, but we'll have to see where they fall. We'll have to see what quarterbacks come out. You know, it's a long way before that. And, you know, we're talking down the road too far. But the fact is, if you find the right quarterback, that turnaround can happen instantaneously. So I don't know if it's about, hey, the rest of the roster will be great in 2044. Wait to get a quarterback. I think you find a quarterback, and that makes everybody better, and it gives a greater sense of urgency to everybody in the organization to figure out a way to win. But when it gets back to Shedeur, I don't think you could have just said, hey, 2025 is devoted to seeing if Shedeur Sanders is the right guy and, you know, get him ready for 2026. You can't do that with a fifth-round draft pick. Now, I think he's going to play at some point this year. You know, is it 4, is it 5, is it 6 starts that he's going to make? I think it's going to fall into that range, and you're going to get some idea of the kind of quarterback he is at this level. But it's the same things going on with Dylan Gabriel that went on with Joe Flacco. He's going to be limited receiver. You're going to have issues across the offensive line. You know, you're losing games, which makes it harder all the way around. So I don't know if we're going to get a fair evaluation of Shedeur Sanders either. But I think the organization does need to take a look at him. And I know I'm curious, and I know a million people are curious to see how he would look, because I think there is potential there for Shedeur Sanders to succeed in this league. I just don't know if he's going to get a full chance to do that if the Browns do, in fact, draft a guy, you know, early in 2026.
Well, here's the other thing, though. Look at the quarterback. Projecting quarterbacks from year to year is such a crapshoot. Cam Ward hasn't been great. You know, Jackson Dart has been okay, but he keeps getting banged up and hurt. So it's not like you can say, go get the best quarterback and he's going to be the guy. None of these guys in college have looked. Mendoza's looked okay, but everybody thought it was going to be Sellers or Arch Manning, and you're chasing guys and you don't know what you're getting.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's true, but you're never going to know what you're getting, right? I mean, you never know. The slam dunks don't turn out to be good. The guys drafted late turn out to be good. You just don't know. And I also think we have to be careful not to fall into the trap of making judgments after X number of games. Cam Ward might turn out to be the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know if it's fair to judge him on 8 games when his coach got fired after 5 of them, right? And Jackson Dart, you know, they fired his coach today. So you just can't make those kind of judgments. And it goes the other way, too. Like, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a good quarterback for a long time. But if he didn't have the rookie year he had, and then he follows up with this injury-plagued year, people would be asking all kinds of questions about him. So people need time to develop. They need time to fit in systems. And it's tough because a lot of teams don't give them time or don't have the time to give. And when it comes to college, like Tony was talking about Mendoza, I like Mendoza, and I haven't seen a ton of him, but I liked what I saw at the end of that Penn State game. I know that. But it can't be just who had the best productive year in college in 2025. That's not how you decide how to judge a quarterback. It's based on skills. It's based on, you know, how smart a kid is, decision-making, all those things. And it's it goes beyond a 12-game sample. You have to look bigger picture than that. And I think too many times we fall into this small sample. So, oh, he had a bad game. He stinks. It can't just be that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with Mendoza. You can't judge it on college production. It's a different system. He better be able to do more in an NFL offense than any college offense.
Yeah, but he's tall and he runs pretty good, and it looks like he's got a pretty good arm. I haven't seen enough to say I love his arm, but he's got a couple things right away that check boxes.
I'm with you. I want a 6'3" guy that can throw the ball and has a little bit of mobility. 100% agree. Those are things that they're getting to be things that I'm not moving off of based on what I've seen.